Hello, everyone, and welcome to the daily morning podcast of SBI Securities. So let's quickly see how the markets closed in yesterday's trade. So the Indian equity markets closed on the higher side yesterday with BSE Sensex gaining around 482 points to settle at 71,555 levels. Nifty 50 also closed higher by around 127 points to settle at 21,743 levels. The broader markets also performed in line with the benchmarks, with Nifty Mid Cap 100 gaining 0.6% and Nifty Small Cap 100 gaining 0.2%. The major losers and gainers of Nifty 50 index were Wipro, UPL, ICICI Bank and Axis Bank were the top gainers of Nifty 50, and Hindalco, Grasim, Ultratech and Divi's were the top losers in Nifty 50 index. If we take a look on the sector-wise performance, then BSE, BankX, Energy and Healthcare gained on the BSE, with the BankX gaining by 1.4%, Energy by 1%, and Healthcare by 0.7%. BSE Metal dropped by 1.4%, and BSE Reality was down by 0.1%. If we take a look on the overall market breadth, then there were around 1,685 stocks advancing on BSE. And around 2,172 stocks declining. On the liquidity side, both FIs and DIs net bought to the tune of rupees 376 crores and 274 crores respectively. There were about 228 stocks making 52-week highs on BSE and around 68 stocks making 52-week lows on the BSE index. Now, after this, a lot of companies declared their December quarter numbers. So let's discuss some of the earnings which were announced in yesterday's trade. So the first one is Prestige Estates. The company's revenue has fallen around 22.5% on year-on-year basis to rupees 1,796 crores. The EBITDA and net profit of the company are down by 4% and 2% year-on-year respectively. The margins have slightly expanded to 30.7% from 24.7% in the corresponding quarter of last year. So it's a mixed set of numbers from Prestige Estates. But overall, if we see, then other than the margin expansion, there is no such not that good set of numbers of the company. Next is IRCTC. IRCTC's revenue has grown around 22% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA and net profit are up by 21% and 17% year-on-year respectively. Margins of the company has slightly narrowed by 25 basis points to 35.2%, but overall decent set of numbers from IRCTC. Eris Life Sciences revenue has grown 14.9% year-on-year at 486 crore rupees. EBITDA and net profit are up by 27.8% and 1.3% year-on-year respectively. The margins have expanded 365 basis points to 36.1%. So overall decent set of numbers from Eris Life. NBCC also announced its December quarter numbers. The company's revenue has grown around 13% year-on-year. EBITDA and net profit are up by 23% and close to 59% year-on-year respectively. Margins have seen an expansion of 40 basis points year-on-year to 4.9%. So decent set of numbers from NBCC as well. Oil India's Q3 revenue has grown 3.2% year-on-year. EBITDA was down by 17.6% year-on-year. And consequently, the margin has also dropped 910 basis points to 35.8%. Net profit of the company has, however, grown marginally by 3% year-on-year to rupees 2,608 crores. So muted numbers from Oil India. Sula Vineyards also announced its December quarter numbers. The revenue of the company has gone up 4% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA and net PAT has increased 12% and 9% year-on-year respectively. And the margin have expanded 179 basis points year-on-year to 35.4%. So decent set of numbers from Sula Vineyards also. Another company, Deepak Nitrite, also announced its December quarter numbers. The company's revenue has grown marginally by 0.9% on a year-on-year basis, but the EBITDA and net profit were down by 3% each on a year-on-year basis. The EBITDA margin has narrowed 63 basis point year-on-year to 15.2%. So not that great set of numbers. Overall, subdued numbers are reported by Deepak Nitrite. Tasty Bite Eatables has reported good set of numbers. Revenue of the company has increased close to 26% year-on-year. EBITDA and net profit have increased 15.8% and 65.8% year-on-year respectively. But the margin has narrowed down by 83 basis point to 9.6%. But overall, we believe the numbers are decent from Tasty Bite Eatables. Then Nesco also declared its numbers yesterday. The revenue of the company has gone up 24.5% year on year to rupees 178 crores. EBITDA and net profit has increased close to 39% and 34% year on year respectively, and EBITDA margin has expanded 661 basis points to 63.9% on a year on year basis. Senco Gold also released its numbers. The revenue of the company has gone up 22.8% year on year. EBITDA and net PAT has grown 12% and 7% year on year respectively. But the margin of the company has come down 104 basis points year on year to 11.1%. But this contraction in the margin is as per the on the guidelines of the company management. So overall decent numbers from Senco Gold as well. A couple of companies which will be declaring their December quarter numbers in today's trade are Mahindra & Mahindra, NMDC, Muthoot Finance, Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail, Alembic, Confidence Petroleum India, Crompton Greaves Consumer Electricals, Dishman Carbogenamics, Ethos, Eureka Forbes, Gateway Distriparks, Gland Pharma, and many companies will declare their December quarter numbers in today. After that, let's discuss some of the stocks which are in focus due to the news. So, firstly, Adani Group companies can be in focus as the global rating agency Moody's has revised the outlook for 4 Adani Group companies to stable from negative, while affirming the ratings of 8 companies in yesterday. So, it will be mostly neutral to positive for Adani Group companies. Wipro has acquired a 60% stake in Agne Global for $66 million to strengthen consulting capabilities, so neutral to positive for Wipro in short term. Bharat Electronics has received an order worth rupees 2,167 crores from Indian Navy for the indigenously designed and developed EW suite, so positive for Bharat Electronics in medium term. Adani Power also can be in focus as CCI has approved a proposal to acquire a 100% stake in Coastal Energen by the company and Dickey Alternative Investment Trust, so neutral to positive for Adani Power in short term. Lupin has launched Bromfenac ophthalmic solution in US, which is a generic of Bromsite ophthalmic solution, so positive for Lupin in medium term. Vishnu Prakash R. Punglia is also in news. The company has secured a contract worth rupees 73.9 crores from Mumbai Railway Vikas Corporation for construction of a railway station along with other allied works at Chikloli between Kalyan Badlapur stations of Mumbai Division Central Railway. So positive for Vishnu Prakash in medium term. Infosys has announced a collaboration with Pacific International Lines for digital transformation in the logistics industry. So positive for company. Lemon Tree Hotel has signed a license agreement for an upcoming hotel in Noida under the brand Lemon Tree Hotel, so positive for Lemon Tree Hotel in medium term. Sonata Software has announced integration of Amazon Bedrock, bringing artificial intelligence adoption to the forefront of businesses. Amazon Bedrock is a fully managed service from Amazon Web Services, so neutral to positive for Sonata Software in medium term. Railtel has received an order worth rupees 140 crores from the Prasar Bharati Broadcasting Corporation for design, development, implementation, operations and maintenance of OTT platforms, so positive for Railtel over medium term. So these are the couple of stocks which one can watch out for in today's trade. Now let's focus on some of the key corporate actions for today and some of the listings which are going to happen in today's trade. So Jana Small Finance Bank will be listing today at an issue which was issued at a price of rupees 414 per share. The total IPO size of Jana Small Finance Bank was around 570 crores. Another company, Capital Small Finance Bank, will also list on the exchanges today, which was issued at a price of rupees 468 per share. The total IPO size of this IPO was around 523 crores. Then Rashi Peripherals will also be listed on exchanges today, which was issued at an issue price of rupees 311 per share. The total IPO size of this company was around 600 crore rupees. Then some of the insider trades which has happened. So in case of Som Distilleries and Breweries, the promoter group Jagdish Kumar Arora has bought 5,000 shares yesterday. In case of Ramkrishna Forgings, promoter Riddhi Portfolio have bought 12,194 shares on 12th February. And in case of Mrs. Bector's Food Specialities Limited, promoter Anup Bector has bought 5,000 shares on 12th February. So all these stocks can also see some reaction of this in for some trading sessions. Then in case of Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers, promoter Zuari Agrochemicals have created a pledge of 45 lakh shares on 12th February. While in case of Steel Exchange India, promoter Vizag Profiles have released a pledge of 24 lakh shares on 9th February. So after discussing all the key market data points for today, let's now focus on what is the market outlook for today's opening. So if we take a look on the US market, then in US market overnight closed on a lower note. Dow declined around 1.4%, Nasdaq was down 1.8%, and S&P 500 was down 1.4%. The drop in the US market was, after the hotter than expected CPI data released for January month. The CPI came in at 3.1% versus the expectations of 2.9%, which led to a sharp rally in bond yields and dollar index. So we saw that yesterday bond yield touched the levels of 4.3%. So this increase in the CPI number has, kind of dampened the expectations of early rate cuts in US market. So because of that, there was negative sentiment seen in the US market, and that led to a drop in, major US benchmark indices. The Asian markets are also showing weakness at present, and hence we can see a gap down opening for our market in today's trade. So this was all about the daily morning podcast. Thanks for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.